Okay, so on this video, I'm just going to do another example, and I'm going to find all 6 trig functions for this one. So it says find the values of the 6 basic trig functions for angle x equals 17 pi over 6. So it's 17 pi over 6. So I'm going to be going counterclockwise because that's a positive number. That's 2 pi. I know that because I'm thinking 12 pi over 6 plus 5 pi over 6. 12 pi over 6 is 2 pi. So I'm just pulling out in other words, just take 17/6 and write it as a mixed numeral, and then multiply each of those numbers by pi. So you get 2 pi plus 5 pi over 6. Okay. The 2 pi you can ignore when you're finding the trig functions because that's just looping around the circle a full time, right, counterclockwise. So it's the 5 pi over 6 that really matters. And that I'm thinking of is just pi. 5 pi over 6 is just pi minus pi over 6. So my reference angle is pi over 6. Pi is, remember, is your terminal side is on the negative c-axis. So that's the 2 pi. That's the pi. But that would be 1/6 pi too much. So I have to back off by pi over 6. I have to subtract pi over 6 from it. So I end up in quadrant 2 with my reference angle of pi over 6. And so I get this triangle here. So I think of my template one, it's a 30, 60, 90, right? Pi over 6 is 30 degrees. So it's a 30, 60, 90 triangle. And so I'm going to have sides 1, 2, square root of 3, where 2 is the hypotenuse, 1 is the short leg, and square root of 3 is the longer leg. So this is in quadrant 2. Rho is pi over 6. And this is just drawing without, I just redrew the picture without all the arrows and stuff from the angles. And I just labeled, now I'm labeling the horizontal leg as negative square root of 3 because it's in quadrant 2. So I'm going, the point here is, these are actually the coordinates of the point here. So the first coordinate of the point here is negative square root of 3. So that's why this is labeled negative square root of 3. And then I can just read all the trig functions right off of that, just using the opposite over adjacent and all that stuff. So sine 17 pi over 6 is opposite over hypotenuse, that's 1/2. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, that's negative square root of 3 over 2. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, which is negative 1 over square root of 3. Cosecant is 1 over sine, so that's just the reciprocal of sine is 2. So that I'm just reading off of here. I don't have to look at the triangle anymore if I don't want to. Right, secant is just, you flip this upside down, flip the cosine upside down, you get negative 2 over square root of 3. And the cotangent, you flip the tangent upside down and you get negative square root of 3. And that's it. That's the whole thing. So the main thing is to get that triangle and get the sides labeled with the correct polarity. That is the correct signature, positive or negative. That's the whole trick. And then you can just read these things off really fast.